Both of y'all doing today?
Good,
Hi,
Sharonda.
how are
I'm loving
you?
the blue. I'm loving the blue. I'm here for
Thank
it.
you.
Look, one of my first questions that I had, and you know what, Tiffany, we're gonna go to you because
Oh
I,
gosh.
I want to thank you for shedding light on, just the women who like to go to bed at a certain time and just take a nap. Like you want to just be tired. So
Right.
soon.
Those conversations are super long. And I honestly was just trying to shut my eyes for a little bit. I didn't know I was gonna pass out. So it was definitely not the best time, but a
Mm.
girl love her sleep.
When you tired, you tired.
Exactly.
I felt so seen. I was like, I totally, as someone who always falls asleep on people, I get it. I see it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Micah, let's go. Let's have a conversation. I got a couple questions, okay? I got a couple questions. It's all out of love, okay? Because I love y'all. But my first question, I wanted to actually talk about your friend group. Because I know that you guys haven't seen this yet, right?
No,
Okay. You
not
haven't
yet.
seen it yet. But I think a lot of people are gonna have questions about your friends and how hard they are on your prospects. So can you talk a little bit about the meeting, between your friends and Paul? Because they got real tense, girl.
Yeah, no, my friends, they have seen me go through a lot in relationships. I think that to their core, they want me to be happy. Does it come across great when they're really aggressive with people? No, absolutely not. But it all comes from a place of love. And I think that, they only got to see such a small amount of Paul and I's story. And from what they saw, they were like, get the hell out of here. Like, get your bag and go. Like, this is not it. And it just wasn't accurate. So I had to take everything with a grain of salt, but it all comes from a place, of love.
Okay, because that wedding scene, they were literally cheering at your heartbreak. And that just shook me to my core. Because I was like,
Yeah,
come on.
that's unfortunate. Obviously I haven't seen the show yet, but I think it was hard for people to understand how real it was for me. I think, from when you only get to see a little bit to them, I think it's still maybe it seems like a show or a production, but I have, my entire heart wrapped up into this and it was broken. And I don't think that they understood the extent of that. And I think while they thought maybe, because I usually take things pretty light, I'm usually laughing. Maybe they expected me to have that reaction. I just really didn't.
And were you sure about Paul? Because you kind of threw me for a loop when you was like, you go first. I was like, Micah, what we doing?
Yeah, no, I think me, reversing the script could kind of seem like it's like, no, you go first. And that was not the case. The case was I did not want Paul to say yes just because I said yes. I wanted him to say yes for him. I didn't want him to feel like he was back into a corner, like the decision was made for him. I wanted to give him that one final chance to choose me and take the risk. And if he didn't want to do that in his heart, I didn't want him to.
Okay. Okay, you scared me with that question. I was like, girl, why you ask this question for this man's supposed to give an answer? But okay, I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide. I actually know I lied. I got one more question and I gotta grill Tiffany a little bit. You and Kwame, what was going on with this? Because I feel like every time we met up, child, how many times this man gonna ask you, are you happy? He was waiting for you to run off with him. What's going on?
Oh my God, you're hilarious. Yeah, I did kind of get that vibe with him. And, looking back, it's like I think people misread how I interact with people as flirtation. And I just hope to God that's not what he was holding on to. But maybe that's what it was. I think that he did still have a lot of feelings for me. And I don't think that means that his relationship and his marriage is anywhere less valued as it is. I think that we were just in a situation where we were falling in love. And I think that those feelings carried over. I don't think it means anything besides that. I think he still found his person. I hope that they're happy.
Okay, because honey, after the pool party, I had me shook. I was like, "Ooh, we doing a little bit too much flirting to be, engaged to other people." But okay,
I think that's pretty accurate. I think that maybe there was some tequila involved, but
okay, we gonna blame it
it is
on
what it
alcohol.
is. Is
Okay,
what it is.
okay. Tiffany, you know what? I do have a question because
Yeah.
I was I don't know if this means that I'm just used to being jaded and dating, but I would say that like you and Brett had the most like positive relationship that I've seen out of most of the seasons of Love is Blind. Like, do y'all even have
Oh,
conflict?
do we what?
Do you even have conflict? Because I was like, okay, I might believe in love again with them.
Yeah, but it's like little things. When you think about the grand scheme of things, like what's really important. And our love is most important. It's not about like the little stuff like, oh, you didn't do this or that or the other. That's my person. Now, while we were filming, I don't think we had any conflicts, which is why I was like, okay, I'm pinching myself. Like, is this real? And it's why I was also very nervous leading up to the wedding. And I wanted my friends and my family to like ask those hard questions because I was like, this is too good to be true. But now that the cameras are gone and it's still great, I'm like, all right.
Okay, we still happy together and thriving.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. To be continued.
Hey, I was like, you gonna break everybody's heart. Okay. Look,
Oh,
chatting with y'all. Oh,
oh, you're great. You're really funny. And I have to ask, is that like a pod?
yeah,
Right?
I'm manifesting
I
season
love
one.
it.
I'm gonna find
I
my
love it.
match. I'm gonna find my match.
What's
I
next?
loved
You could take
it.
Tiffany's journey. Take her journey, not mine. You
Look,
told her.
everybody's journey led to growth, so that's all that matters. As long as we grow as
Yeah,
a person, is what meant to happen. I just want to
absolutely.
I just want to thank y'all so much for taking time out of your day to speak with me, and I'm just sending in love and light both your ways. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you,
So
Sharonda.
much.
Thank
Great.
you. How are all of y'all doing today?
Hi.
I feel like I just know y'all so well because y'all took my lives for all these episodes. I'm here for it. Okay, we got so much to talk about, not enough time. Just know I love y'all before we get into this. Actually, Irina, I want to start with you. Okay, we gotta talk, girl. We gotta talk because you chose violence. You chose violence in this house. What I want to know is with Zach, like, were you actually establishing a connection with Zach, or was it more so you just wanted to win the battle of Zach's heart between you and Bliss?
Completely not. I feel like I was in my own race and my own journey, doing my own thing. I didn't care about what anyone else was going through. Coming in there, I told myself, "Hey, I'm gonna only like." I feel like I was narrowing down every guy. Like if there was a moment where I didn't feel like the person was for me, I would cut it off right then and there. And I did that for multiple guys. And I feel like Zach was the last one that I had the best connection with. I loved his story, who he was as a person, everything about him. Like we really bonded on our like kind of like growing up, childhood, trauma, parents, things, everything like that. He was one of the best guys that I met on the show. It was nothing to do with Bliss. That was her own like conversation that she was having with Zach. And so when me and Zach were together, that was it. So I didn't have I definitely like loved Zach, and I meant it when I said that. I remember being in the like outside the pods the day before engagements and being like, I think I'm gonna marry this guy, and I truly did mean it. None of it was fake. But obviously when we saw each other, there was just a lot more that happened.
Well, tell me.
Okay, so sorry, I was like, I know I should run along so much, but basically, I don't think there was like some crazy initial moment that I felt like I knew there was a moment that I knew that we had to cut it off. That was for sure. I think when I met Paul, but just in the sense because I had this energy, this natural energy with Paul that I didn't have with Zach, I did try. Like I generally feel like I knew when I saw him it was gonna be hard. We talked about it. We talked about that I'm probably not going to kiss him, that I'm not gonna want to have sex before marriage. That was something we made very clear. But I didn't think it was gonna be so hard to add on this like emotional, like, in-person connection that was very difficult. And I feel like it made me more closed off. I don't think I was my best self with Zach. I just felt very guarded. I felt like I needed to protect myself and keep myself more closed. I did love Zach, and he was an amazing person. I have nothing bad to say about him. I think we're not meant to be. And I think I'm happy for him and Bliss, and I'm happy they're together 100%. And I think I'm glad they, I told Zach, I said, hey, when we broke up, I said, if you want to go pursue Bliss, you should. And I'm like happy for them. I know that they're together. But anyway, I don't think he was the person for me. And I think I did everything I needed to, but I had to trust my gut.
It wasn't an attraction issue then.
I don't think I think there was some things I found unattractive with him, but that's not like I've dated guys that aren't the most attractive. It doesn't matter to me. And so I don't think it was like, oh, like you're not cute or something like that. There was just so much more. Like there's mannerisms and body language and meeting more people that I just
Okay, girl. Last question though, because I still gotta ask you, why would you send up here telling Micah that you had feelings for Paul?
I am a really honest, true person. I grew up Russian. I'm Russian. I was born in Russia, and I'm really honest. Everything, like I have to say everything how it is. And so when I told the producers, or I said on camera that I had feelings for Paul, I didn't tell Micah that, and I literally had to go run and tell her that I said that, because I feel like I was going behind her back by not telling her. It wasn't in a case to stir up drama. It was in a case to be like, hey, I need to let you know. I never wanted to pursue something with him. I like maybe said one or two words since, but that was not the agenda, like at all.
Just making sure, child. But Jackie, we gotta talk real quick, Jackie. Okay.
So let's talk.
Okay, we're gonna talk about it now. What was, because I felt like we didn't get the full story on camera, what was going on between you and Marshall, because it felt like you were dealing with kind of other personal issues to the point where you couldn't even get to dealing with Marshall. Like, what was going on? Because girl, I was like, let me give my friend a hug.
Yeah, so there was some stuff that was going on off camera that me and Marshall had. It was like some stuff talking that he should have been talking. And there was, the whole blow up with like, oh, you're a project and all this stuff. And I was kind of just like, yeah, you reap what you sow. So you don't sit here and talk to me and, say that about me. Then I'm going to go ahead and keep it pushing and find somebody who wants to be with me and happy with me and know that Jackie B is okay.
Okay, so we saw a different Marshall. It was a different Marshall off camera from on camera. What we saw.
Well, Marshall, I don't want to say it's like Jekyll or Hyde or nothing like that. Okay. Marshall's a good dude. It's just he was saying some crazy stuff that he should have been saying in the heat of the moment. Let's just say that.
Now, why you wanted to keep the ring, girl? Why we keeping the ring?
You don't need that ring for what? That's my ring.
Okay, girl.
I'm Mariah Carey. Just like Mariah Carey was like, you ain't getting that ring, I'm gonna keep my ring. Go ahead and do whatever you want to do, but you ain't getting my ring.
What's going on with you and Josh? We still together? We still vibing?
No, we moved in. We together. That's my baby. We going to war together.
Oh, go to war again. Okay.
That's my baby. That's my road dog.
Okay, because it felt like Josh was more your style, and Marshall, I felt like you was trying to go for what you felt will be right for you. So
yeah. So in the pods, me and Josh, that's like my kiki friend. Like we over there, like we talk about DJ Khaled memes. Like that's my best friend. And then Marshall, I'm in the pods. We talk about heavy duty. We talking about emotions. We talk about that. I'm not used to that simpness. So I was like, let me go ahead and be with somebody who is emotional. Let me go ahead and be with somebody who's soft, because that's what I need, But there was a difference between needing and wanting. And I kind of was like,
okay,
I don't want that.
Okay. Chelsea, before we go, are you and Mama still, are y'all good now? Are we compromising with Kwame?
We are good. Well, we have met. It was a beautiful first visit. There's room to grow. We've given, her lots of grace and understanding. This is an intense journey to see your child, get married and on TV and do some things so non-traditional. But I am so excited for the future of our relationship for sure.
Okay, good. All right, y'all. I need more time to talk to y'all, but look, I just want to thank you all for taking time out of your day to speak with me. And I'm just sending love and light all your ways. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. Take it easy.
You are such a vibe. I love your background. I love your hair.
This is what a journalist should be. You over here keeping it real and you know how to vibe. You need to go ahead and let all these other people in these little outlets know that you the real one and you top tier, and let all these other people know that they need to take some classes from you and know, okay?
Let them know. Love y'all. Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
What are you doing today? You have literally consumed my life for so many weeks. I'm here for it. How you feeling?
We're feeling great.
Okay, we finna be a family now. We finna delve deep into these questions because I have so many. You know what? Marsha, I want to start with you because I just want to give you a big old hug because you deserve. But I want to know, it kind of felt like we didn't get to see the full picture of what was happening between you and Jackie in this season. It felt like she was kind of dealing with some more personal issues that didn't allow her to be present in your relationship.
There were a lot of factors. Yes, there were definitely some personal issues. However, it's just, the pressures of filming and the cameras being in our faces for however many weeks, definitely played a part. And I'm no saint. Definitely I feel like I applied a little bit too much pressure
Mhm.
onto her, and that broke her down, and things just happened how they happened.
Did you really leave for 3 days? Did you kind of disappear for 3 days?
I didn't disappear,
Okay.
and 3 days, no, it was more like two.
Okay, I had to ask. I just got to make sure, what we be saying, what people be saying be different. So I just want to make sure. Were you able to actually have a conversation? Because I don't feel like the conversation we got to see was like a real closure. Were you able to speak afterwards and kind of talk things through without the cameras?
No, uh, but I've become a master of figuring ish out,
Okay.
and that's just one of those things that I add to the list of things that I figured out over the years. I just kind of did that work within myself to get past it, and feeling good.
Okay. We love some self-care, some figuring things out. I'm here for it.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Paul, okay, Paul, I got a question. And this is all embargo after the full season air, so you can speak freely. I wanted to talk about the wedding day because when Micah is kind of like, I want you to go first, I was like, girl, what? Like, did you already have your answer? Was your answer no? Or when that comment was made, you're kind of just like, yeah, it's a wrap.
That's a great question. I definitely didn't expect her to say that, but I know that she knew that maybe I had more to say on the subject than her. And it made a lot of sense for me, though. I didn't know what I was going to say up until the moment that it was coming out of my mouth. But yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, but I also want to talk about these friends because, honey, you was taken through the ringer because these friends are terrible. What was the experience like, being grilled like that and then having Micah actually take the disrespectful friend side?
Yeah, I don't know. I think she wanted, like, maybe Micah wanted it to matter more to me than, like, she wanted me to maybe feel grilled. And I don't think that I cared as much as I should have about that, just because I didn't know them. I didn't know who they were. So I don't really care what they think of me, but I did care because it mattered to her. So that was the only extent to which it bothered me.
Okay, they still disrespectful, but okay, you was being nice about it. You better than me. Kwame, have we gotten better on this compromising? Like, how is Mama doing? Is Mama into this relationship now? What's going on? Give me the tea.
It's a journey. It's a journey. Mama is good. She's taking it day by day. They've met, Mom and I weren't on the best terms after it happened. We needed some separation. But since that, I actually just got a care package from her yesterday of food and African and Ghanaian things. So Mama and I are in a great spot, and I respect her opinion on it. I think after things happen, I realized how important it is to me. And so we're bonding over it and we're working things out.
I'm here for it. You and Chelsea, we still cool? We still married?
We still cool. We still married.
Okay, I'm here for it. Zach, come on now, Zach. We got to talk because you gonna be in the hot seat now. We was going between two different people with Irina and with Bliss, and I want to know just the experience, because I guess the thing that I think the audience is gonna get hung up on is if Irina had acted right, would you have still pursued that relationship with Irina instead of going back to Bliss?
I think that's an interesting question. I think ultimately, Irene and I probably would have never ended up getting married at the altar. I don't think I would have ended it as quickly if she had actually been there for the right reasons and was trying to see and trying to find a husband. If I felt that way, then I probably would have tried to have stuck it out. But by day two, it became pretty apparent to me that wasn't the case. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay, I'm gonna let you live because I only got 30 seconds. I'm gonna let you live and answered it. Brett, I'm just like, can we just get a shout out for you just having a group of men, getting the men together and being vulnerable? Can you talk about kind of being the symbol of actually being like one of the first seasons showcasing how men can actually talk out their feelings?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important, definitely, I'm going to key in on specifically Black men representation on TV. You know, it's pretty common that we're painted in a certain light. We're not really given the space to be vulnerable. And in our community, you know, we're kind of judged for some of those things. So I'm just happy to be a part of, you know, a great group of men, not just the Black men, you know, but I'm just keying in on that just because that's my community, and really being there for each other and showing a different side to what, you know, we are.
I love that. I just want to thank all of you guys. I wish I had more time to talk to y'all because I have so many questions, but I just want to thank all of you guys for being so open and honest on screen and just giving probably one of the best and most honest seasons that we've seen of Love is Blind. So I just want to thank you all for sharing your lives with people like me. And I just am sending so much love and light to all of you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you. We hope you do too.
Thank you. I received that.